Hello everyone, and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading. I'm really sorry there wasn't one last week, but life happens, doesn't it? Especially to me. Okay, the duration for this reading will be the 6th of February through to the 12th. Okay, please don't laugh at my shuffling. I am getting used to my hand back, but everything's a little bit stiff. First card we have is Archangel Azrael and the card of completion. Let's have a look and see. When Archangel Azrael comes up, it can be that something is nearing or drawing a conclusion. You've reached a complete completion. I always say to people not to worry. So people say, oh, it's Archangel Azrael, the angel of endings. Yes, but sometimes a door has to close in order for another door to swing wide open. Okay, and we have the card of battle. So when you put that underneath that card, that's actually quite positive, because that would tell me straight away when I'm doing a reading for someone that maybe there's been a situation around you that you've either been internally battling, trying to get to the end of, or maybe there's been a relationship problem around you that's kind of drawing to a completion where, it's just the end of the battle. So in a way, those two cards together, it's almost like two negatives make a positive, if you see where I'm coming from with that. And, both those cards, when you look at them, there's almost a sadness in the eyes. In the first one, I always feel the eyes are very sad. I never see it as a negative card personally, because you've got the lovely golden star on here, and as I said, I always see that something has to end in order for something to begin. Okay, and completion is a very positive word. You've completed something. You've got to where you needed to get to. But the eyes always draw me, and I always think the eyes are a little bit sad on that card. But when you look at the eyes in this card, even though they're still kind of got a sadness about them, there's a defiance. And, that defiance to me is about actually feeling that, you can get through something, you can achieve something. So when I see those two cards together, to me what that is saying is that a battle is coming to a completion. That, whether it's been an internal battle with yourself or whether with somebody else, but whatever it is, it's coming to a conclusion, it's going to be resolved because it's going to be completed. You get to the end of that situation. Okay, let's look at the next card. It's like doing everything with pins and needles, this. Right, let's have a look. Okay. We have Archangel Gabriel, and it's interesting that we have him coming after Archangel Azrael, because as I said, one's the angel of endings, one's the angel of beginnings, and you can't really have a new beginning until you have an ending. You can't start one chapter until you finish the previous chapter. Okay, so that's quite interesting, and it's the card of communication. So something coming to a completion, getting around the midweek, getting communication that that you've actually achieved something, or something has come to that stage, or just getting communication that you were right to go down a path, or confirmation of some kind. And we have the angel of psychic ability. Your intuitive and psychic abilities are strong at present. That's lovely, because what that is confirmation that, that little inner voice isn't guiding you wrong, but all you need to do is listen to your little inner voice to know how to go forward. Okay, end of the week. I'm going to keep this brief this week, I'll be honest, because there's only so much I can really take on my arm before it starts really aching. And we have Archangel Jeremiah and Clarity. And what a good card to finish that spread, because beginning of the week is something ending or feeling that you've reached a kind of conclusion on something. Midweek you get the confirmation on it, as in getting the communication. You hear that you've either done right or you've reached that completion of something. This might be a property deal. It might be going through a process for a new job, and then hearing midweek that you've got that job. It can be all manner of things. It's communication that actually feels like whatever the journey was before has kind of got to that, not only got to that completion, but you've actually got confirmation of it. And then the end of the week, information starts to flow in midweek, you start to absorb it, you start to understand it, maybe you get more information, you start to get the paperwork that you need, anything along those lines. and the clarity comes in. Archangel Jeremiah is the angel who helps you to do a little bit of a stock take of your life, a little bit of reviewing. So you may find yourself next weekend sort of looking back over a situation, looking back at what's brought you to this situation. Right, let's just have a look. Oops, can't pick the cards up. Wait for them to tell me to stop. Come on, they're being mean to me now. And how lovely, we have the angel of clearing. Your time of waiting and confusion will soon be over. And I think that goes so nice with a clarity card, you know, and it feels like a completion on this reading, really. So I'll just do a little recap. First card, Archangel Azrael. As I said, just because he's the angel of endings doesn't mean it's a negative, because you know you need an ending before you have a beginning, which the next card confirms. But also, don't forget that Archangel Azrael is also the spiritual counsellor. He comes around us when help. You know, sometimes when something ends, we do feel sad. We do feel like we're mourning. You know, even people who really, really want to change their jobs, and you know they're in that last week and the notice is coming near, you know, they feel a sense of sadness. You know, quite often I find myself counselling people who really, really wanted to get out of a job, started that process, and then suddenly, you know, the leaving dues coming up and one thing and another, and they're feeling sad and they're feeling anxious because, you know, because they've got to go to somewhere new. Other people, you know, it can be if you're moving and suddenly you realise that you're leaving a home that's been nurturing to you, you know, that's been home to you, you know, and you've got to go somewhere new, and even though you're excited, it's still a little bit daunting. For others, it can be, I don't know, maybe watching a loved one taking a journey that's taking them towards a stage they won't come back from, and you know, you do have Archangel Azrael with you, helping you, giving you the strength at that time. You know, lots of battles. If there's a health situation, maybe you've been battling to get doctors just to understand what's been going on with you. You know, that could be the hardest thing sometimes. You know, you stand there and you give all your symptoms to your doctor, and maybe you're not explaining it in the way that they understand. It doesn't come out like their textbooks, you know, and sometimes it can take a while to get that diagnosis. So for some people, that completion may be actually, you know, starting to get doctors understanding, starting to get an idea of where you're going, what direction you're taking with your illness. For others, it can be coming to a stage where you realise the relationship just isn't working, you need to close the door on it. Okay, there's lots of things that kind of covers those two cards, you know, and it will resonate different for many of you. As we go to midweek, Archangel Gabriel is bringing in lots of new beginnings. He's also bringing in lots of inspiration, because don't forget that's what he does. And lots of communication. And communication can come in many, many different forms. It can be somebody telling you something that helps you to take that next step. It can be a letter coming that confirms something. You know, it can just be even your own, because you've got the psychic ability card there, your own little inner voice telling you, you know, you need to do this in order to get that new beginning, in order to move forward. And there's a lovely heart on the Archangel Gabriel card. So it's about really, what you call it? It's about following your heart as well. Okay, we go to the end of the week. Archangel Jeremiah, the card of clarity. Lots of clarity coming in, lots of confirmation, lots of little signs that you know you're on the right path. This is what you're meant to be doing. You know, just almost like a pat on the back that you did the right thing with closing whatever it was at the beginning, or accepting that something, even if you haven't actually closed it, but you've accepted it, that you know that this needs to come to an end, that you need to make changes. Okay, the last card, the Angel of Clearing. Lovely, lovely positive card. You know, your time of waiting and confusion will soon be over, which really is like the clarity has come in, and you know, you'll start to see the blessings of this situation and start to see why things have had to happen the way they have. Okay, I think I've got to the end of that. I'll say love and light to you all. Thank you for bearing with me. I keep cracking jokes that it's the curse of the red rooster. You know, but I know my luck is going to change. I know things are going to get better. I've actually got a really positive feeling about this year. For everyone, you know, I just think 2017 It's going to be a good year. It just feels like a year full of positive energy. Okay, love and light to you all. Lots of things coming up on the page, so just watch what comes up as and when I can put it out. Okay, love and light. Bye.